Hello students and welcome. We are starting off a new section and it's on administrative tasks. In this first lecture we're going to show you how to add user on a Linux machine. Currently we're logged into an Ubuntu machine, so let's start. I'm going to use sudo. Just assume that I don't have root user access on it, although I do, but I want to show you how to use sudo. So sudo add user, and then the name of the user, let's call him Chris Adams. So C Adams, okay, first initial, last name. Okay, and then we put in a new password for him. Okay, now the rest of the information is optional. If you do want to put it in there, that's fine, and I'll show you later on where it actually gonna show up and why it's asking for it, or why is it important. Room number, work phone, home phone, other, nothing. I just thought Chris Adams, his name would be important, and I'll show you why. Okay, so now this user has been created along with his password. Now let's take a look at where this information is saved, because we have created a user, so of course all this information about the user and his password is saved somewhere. So, and it is saved in, you're going to cat a file called etc password passwd, and if you go down at the bottom, because he's the last user who's created, you can see he's there. Okay, so it's Chris Adams and he's created, and now we're going to go one by one on each of these entries to tell you what these are. Okay, so the first field we already know, it is C Adam, which is the username that we have given this user. Next, after the colon, we move on. It's you see this little X here, and this is the password placeholder. This is the place where the password used to be stored in older versions of Linux or Unix. And the next one is UID or user ID. This is automatically assigned by the machine, by the server. If you look at it, all my previous users are lesser used, so it started off from 1000 and it moved on to now 1004. So obviously the next user I'm going to create, unless if I customize the user ID, it's going to be 1005. Okay, the next one is GID or group ID. This is also assigned by the system, and if you look at the previous ones, they are a little less than this one, 1 digit less. The next one, and the next one is the full name. Remember, we gave the optional field its full name, and then I skipped the home phone and the work phone and the room number and all that because that wasn't necessary. So this is called GECOS, GECOS. It stands for General Electric Comprehensive Operating System. It must be coming from way back whenever Unix got started. So don't get into the details about the abbreviation, but this is. So if you wanted to, we could have left it completely blank. But I thought it would be a good idea to put at least a name so we would know who this username belonged to if it's not that clear. Next one is home directory. So this user has been assigned home C Adams as his home directory. And the last one is the default shell. So this user by default will be using /bin/bash. And of course this we can change. We can come over here and change it in the etc password file to, like, say /bin/tcsh or the C shell, CSH. So depending on what kind of shell you want to give this user. But by default, it's going to be bin bash.